Have you ever wondered what it is that makes a winner in any sphere of life? What can you learn from them, and how can these lessons help propel you forward in achieving your own goals and finding solutions to your problems? In today's video, we will take you through several important lessons from the founders of three successful yet very different businesses: Netflix, Spanx, and Amazon. In 1997, the co-founders of Netflix, Mark Randolph and Reed Hastings, shared carpool trips together in California. Mark wanted to start a business that would involve selling things on the internet. During these rides, they were dissecting new business ideas. The ideas proposed by Randolph ranged from customized baseball bats, personalized shampoo and surfboards, to individually formulated dog food. Randolph spent hours researching these ideas and then pitching them to Reed. Reed was very analytical, knew what could work, and kept rejecting ideas proposed by Randolph. Reed's normal response was, "It's impractical, unoriginal, it'll never work." Randolph started wondering if he would ever have a good idea. He never had an epiphany moment. Mark Randolph emphasizes that the idea of Netflix as a subscription-based service for DVDs didn't come out of the blue. It wasn't a lucky strike or divine inspiration. There was no light bulb moment when it all became clear. According to Randolph, epiphanies are rare and exciting origin stories are often false. As he says in his autobiography, "The truth is usually more complicated. For every good idea, there are 1,000 bad ones, and sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference." The Netflix idea came eventually after months of research, hundreds of hours of discussions, and many meetings, and Randolph still had no idea if it would or wouldn't work. The proliferation of digital products later led to the development of Netflix as we know it today, one of the most well-known subscription on-demand video streaming services, with about 250 million members worldwide at the end of 2023. Netflix has achieved such a level of success that for many it is now synonymous with watching TV, or it substitutes watching TV altogether. What can you learn from this? Do not think that you need to have an epiphany, and an idea need not necessarily be novel. Some people wait for an epiphany forever and never make the step. As Mark Randolph says, the best ideas often develop gradually over weeks and months, and when you have it, you may not even realize you have it. Do not believe the myth that if you don't have an epiphany moment, then you don't have a good solution to your problem, a new source for building wealth, or a way to optimize your life. Carry on creating, analyzing, dissecting, and eventually you'll develop the idea. Moving on to our next founder, a woman who started a company with $5,000 in her apartment and 21 years later sold a majority stake to world-renowned private equity firm Blackstone after the company was valued at $1.2 billion. Sarah Blakely. Rewind back to the 90s, and Sarah would have been found selling fax machines door to door for 7 years. She was cold calling, walking in unannounced. People would kick her out of the office and rip up her business card. After one particularly bad day, she felt like she was in the wrong movie. She thought, "Call the director, call the producer of my movie, cut. This is not my life." That night, she wrote a list of her strengths and weaknesses, and the main strength there was sales. The reason she liked sales was because she liked offering something that people didn't know they needed, and that could possibly improve their life. Sarah said to herself, "I will invent something that I can sell to millions of people, and it will make them feel good." She decided to sell something, but didn't know what. 2 years later, she was getting ready for a party and couldn't find the right undergarment to wear under a pair of white pants. Frustrated with the lack of suitable options, she cut off the foot out of the pantyhose and came up with the concept of footless pantyhose that would provide the shaping effect she was looking for. Blakely invested her life savings, $5,000 into developing the prototype for her footless pantyhose. She didn't borrow money. She started working on Spanx at nights and weekends while still having her full-time sales job. She faced numerous challenges, including being rejected by several hosiery mills. However, her persistence paid off when a mill owner in North Carolina took a chance on her idea. After creating the prototype, Blakely started selling the product herself. She initially went door to door to various department stores to pitch her invention. She even gave money to her friends to buy Spanx products with, promoted them in shops to customers and sales assistants, and rearranged shelf displays to showcase the items better. For 7 years, almost every day, she wore a black t-shirt with the logo Spanx on it. It was free advertising. As she says, when you can't afford a billboard, you become your own billboard. The idea was that if someone would ask her what Spanx was, she would have an opportunity to talk about the brand. Spanx was growing by word of mouth, and despite facing initial skepticism in the industry, her product gained traction, and Spanx became an iconic underwear brand. Now, Sarah Blakely often shares the story of Spanx creation in interviews and in her social media posts. Understand what you're good at. Look for the gaps in the market. Be creative and persistent. Sarah Blakely also advocates not telling people your idea just to find out if they like it, because this is how great ideas get crushed. Her opinion is that instead of pursuing your idea, you'll spend most of your time defending or explaining it and dealing with comments like, "If it's so good, why haven't others done it before?" Ideas are most vulnerable in their infancy and should only be shared with people who can help you make them a reality until you invest enough time to know that you won't turn back. On to our third founder, a trailblazer in e-commerce, Jeff Bezos. Jeff was working in New York at a hedge fund with a strong emphasis on mathematical modeling. He stumbled upon a statistic that showed the rapid growth of internet use. He realized that the internet was growing at an annual rate of 2,300%. This inspired him to explore potential business opportunities in the emerging online space. Bezos came up with the idea for Amazon through a combination of recognizing the potential of online sales and leveraging his own background in technology and business. In 1994, Bezos decided to leave his good job and move to Seattle to start an online bookstore. His decision to focus on books was strategic. He saw books as a product with a large number of titles, but relatively low demand for each, making them an ideal candidate for online sales. Bezos, who had a passion for literature, believed that selling books online could be a successful venture. Jeff Bezos employed a framework known as regret minimization when making the decision to start Amazon. The regret minimization framework is a concept he developed, which involves imagining yourself at age 80 and looking back on your life. Bezos asked himself what he would regret more, taking a chance on this new online business venture or not trying at all. By framing the decision in this way, Bezos was able to minimize potential future regrets and gain the courage to pursue his entrepreneurial vision. In the early days of Amazon, Bezos and a small team operated out of his garage, packing orders and handling every aspect of the business. Over time, Amazon expanded its product offerings beyond books, eventually becoming the e-commerce giant we know today, offering a vast array of products and services. Jeff Bezos' regret minimization approach and his ability to recognize the potential of e-commerce played a crucial role in the founding and early success of Amazon, transforming it from a small online bookstore into one of the largest and most influential companies in the world. When coming up with a solution to your problem or formulating an idea, be curious, assess what can and cannot work in the current circumstances, brainstorm, and analyze. Be persistent. Listen to your intuition and evaluate from the point of a regret minimization approach. At a certain point, though, you need to take action. No one has ever learned how to ride a bike by reading about it, and in the same regard, you can read every business book you can get your hands on, but until you try to sell something, you will not earn a dollar. Prioritize action over gathering more information. Information should allow you to do things rather than just know things. If procrastination is preventing you from taking action, check out our recent video that will give you proven solutions to stop procrastinating and improve your productivity. If you'd like to learn more on your journey to a healthier and wealthier version of yourself, subscribe. And finally, as always, good luck.